writing notes. Yeah, very cool. Sweet. Oh, well, if you don't mind, I'll do a brief intro. We'll kick it and we'll do the interview, and then we can talk some shit afterwards if you want.
Okay, so I'm Jadukor. It's a Bengali word which means magician. But like I've immigrated to New Zealand 7 years back, and this is my home now. So Jadukor is an artist who's got his home in New Zealand and also roots back to Bangladesh. And yeah, I've released my track a couple of months back, and it's been widely received by the audiences all over the world, and I'm overwhelmed, mate. That's what I can say.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to ask you a little bit about that because, like you say, you've released that first single.
Yeah.
Is that your first recording that you've done as an artist, or is there more to come?
There's more to come, and I've released stuff in the past, but not under Jadukor. So I've been a musician for the last 13 years, and I had a lot of musical projects, but Jadukor has been a dream for the last 10 years, and I've executed it after 10 years. So it's a dream, hey, it's a dream project for me now.
Excellent. So, when can we expect the next single? And is there an album coming soon, or is this some time off yet?
The next single will be coming in the next 6 months. That's the max timeline that I've allocated to myself. But I'm done with the song. I'll give it a little bit of hint. It's a tribute track to Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer that ever lived, and I'm influenced by him a lot. So it's pretty coming soon. But there is an album which is called Underrated, uh, which will be releasing maybe in the next 2 years, if all goes well.
Why so long? Why so long to wait to put the album out? Is it just that you don't have much time, or?
I don't have much time. It's really hard to be a full-time musician nowadays. Everyone has a day job.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
You have to allocate that time. It took me 7 years to release new music. With all my other alter egos. So 7 years is a long time. Like the 2020 was supposed to be the year for me, but with COVID and all of the kind of stuff, um, it has slowed things down. But hopefully, when the world becomes normal, we can kick off and release more music and perform.
Excellent. So at this point, I mean, with that first song, is all the music you? Did you write and perform the whole lot, or have you got band members that come in and help you?
So, Jadukor it's a solo act. So what I did was, I wrote the song, I've tuned the song, so I know a little bit of piano and stuff, and I'm an audio engineer as well. So I did the bass of the song, then I outsourced my work to different parts of the world, and I've got a guy back home who did the mixing for that track. So, the guitars and everything were played by someone else because obviously I'm not very good at it. And when you are expecting international level of production, you need the best people to put their best in it. And you cannot be the best of everything,
Well, you're gonna try. So, could you tell us a little bit about the musical influences behind this first song? I mean, because for me, a Kiwi, I heard certain things that were quite Kiwi to me. But I mean, you're the artist, so what was it that inspired you musically?
So that's a tough one. So I'm mainly inspired from a lot of heavy metal bands. That's how I came into doing music. I'm also I was also an electronic musician as well. So there was a lot of influences around in me, and obviously New Zealand bands as well. There were Valani, all that, like when I came to New Zealand, I've heard Valani, Double Skin, all that kind of stuff. So all of that influence came in, and I've recently got a review from music.net.nz where they kind of compared, I don't know if compared would be the right word, compared me with Blind Spot, and it's an honor. Blind Spot is a band that I look up to. That's my first TV band. But influence-wise, it would be a mixture of artists. from electronic music to rock and roll, hard rock, death metal. So yeah, I just take from different parts. Like people can, an artist cannot create something brand new. It has to have an influence. So that's what my idea was behind the track.
Yeah, well, I had to agree. I mean, the names that popped up when I heard the track. The first off was the guitar tone sounded a lot, reminded me of Devil Skin. But then once after that first 20 seconds or so, when the actual proper guitar kicks in, that's when it sort of, and when your vocals sort of brought me to the blind spot comparison as well. And that's cool because I love both those bands, so it's absolutely fantastic to see that Kiwi influence there. So, could you tell us a little bit about the writing and recording process? How did you go about putting this song together? I mean, you've said a little bit about you've outsourced in that, but
Yeah.
could you tell us a little bit more about that and who maybe those artists were?
So like I've recorded the chorus first on piano, and that's pretty much what I do for maximum of my tracks. Like I usually get my keyboard on my piano and I write up tunes first, then I put the lyrics on. So so that sat for 1.5 years, and last year around July-ish, I decided to compose the whole track. Then I got in contact with the guitarist back home. I told him, hey, this is my lyrics, this is what I've played through. I wanted to play something like this. And he came up with something, and I was like, okay, let's spice it up a little bit, like as I've said, like a lot of influences and stuff. So we did a lot of sessions on Skype, Facebook, and obviously a lot of file sharing with cloud servers as well. So the recording process wasn't that hard because, with the blessing of technology, it has become so easy.
Yeah.
And I've recorded the vocals in Auckland. A friend of mine, Morgan Allen from Depot Recording Studio, helped me with the vocal productions. Um, Chris Zeppelin of Cork Studios did the mastering. So I was lucky enough to have some Kiwis help me out with it, and I've known them for a while. Um, but yeah, that's what I can say.
Excellent. So, you've released a video along with it and all that sort of stuff. How did that come about, and what was the idea behind the video?
Okay, so the idea behind the video was like around the world, you always see male serial killers. So I wanted to twist it up a little bit. No one has seen a female serial killer. I don't want to offend anyone, but so it's just a hypothetical idea. So I wanted to have a female serial killer who lures young men to fall in the love trap and kills them. So in the video where I am Jadukor, so she killed me at first. So my spirit was wandering around, but I loved her. So she was about to do the same thing to the other guy. When you see at the end, I appear out of nowhere, and she gets scared and she runs away. So that was kind of the idea.
Excellent. And so the makeup that you have for that, I mean, that must have been pretty cool putting that on and all that sort of stuff. And is that something that's going to be part of going forward?
Uh, it's a surprise. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
I'll put up a lot of other things as well in the future. And for that, you have to subscribe to my socials to follow what's going on.
Excellent. Oh, that's what we like to hear. That's absolutely fantastic. So, on a slightly different sort of tangent, what was your first recollections of music? What was it that first inspired you to write music? What was it that you first heard or saw that influenced you?
Um, the first song that ever, I can't recall my first song. It was around the year 1994 or 1995. Um, my uncle came from Pakistan, so I'm from Bangladesh. My uncle came from Pakistan and gave me an album. I was, I think, 4 or 5 years old at that point of time. It was a band called Junoon. They're a big band in the Southeast Asian market, and their music just blew me away. And from there, like I was into pop rock or rock and roll, but I was not into heavy metal music. And in the Southeast Asia part of the world, Bollywood music dominates a lot because, everyone loves a little bit of Bollywood. So it was kind of hard in that area to to rock and roll. So in 2010 or 9ish, I decided I heard a song from a death metal band called Vetus, Silence Calls the Storm. I got addicted to it. I was like, shit, I want to do this kind of music. Slowly and slowly, I started doing death metal, then, I was an electronic musician. So, my first song would be a Pakistani song, even though I'm Bengali. Music has no language, and that's what I believe. I listen to a lot of music around the world where I don't understand a single thing, but, there is a lot to enjoy, and you can connect with it.
Yeah, oh, damn straight. Do you keep an eye on the scene over in Bangladesh and India and in that area of Pakistan? I mean, because they've got some pretty crazy metal bands coming in these days.
Oh yeah, man. Bangladesh is full of metal, but nowadays, they're amazing bands in the country. There's a band called Art Cell who recently celebrated I believe 20 years in the industry. Man, there were 100,000 people on the 20th anniversary in a heavy metal concert. It was an open air concert, and the attendance was amazing. So, metal is evolving around the part of area. Amazing musicians as well. You've heard from Moffini Day from Calcutta, India, a child prodigy. She was a child prodigy. She plays amazing bass. She played with Steve Vai. There are good musicians in Bangladesh called Russell Lally from Warface. He played with Slash and all that kind of stuff. Well, there are good musicians, but the problem is we don't have uh, the technologies
Yeah,
that I have in New Zealand. They don't have access to Spotify, all that kind of stuff. They cannot stream, but obviously they have YouTube. So it's now it's a little bit easier than when I started music to find music and find good bands. But I believe if there was Spotify and all the other applications and available to Bangladesh, I believe it would go even bigger.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the scene is definitely growing, and the fact
Yeah,
that we're learning about it over here in New Zealand is always a good sign. And it's like when we see our Kiwi bands, are getting
yeah,
talked about overseas,
yeah,
bands like Alien Weaponry, it's like that sort of buzz. And it's really cool. I mean, I remember watching that Baghdad Metal
yeah.
um, documentary, and it blew my mind because, here in New Zealand, I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy to play metal, but it's very easy to be a metalhead. But in a
Yeah.
lot of those other countries, it's not not so easy.
Yeah, it's not. When I used to sing metal, people say, oh, "What are you singing?" You're shouting. That's not song. That's uncultural. We used to get that kind of taunts from the crowd, and we didn't have access to venues. Even I think still now, a lot of venues don't offer the venues to metal bands because
Yeah,
they think it's a shame to the culture. But metal is evolving. Recently, a lot of bands have made international names for themselves. But if this mentality would change, it would bring a lot of international exposure. I've seen both the cultures, Kiwi culture and Bangladeshi culture, and I'm not a great musician. I'm an average musician, and they're better than me. A lot of
yeah.
better musicians than me. With this, I'm proud and I'm blessed to be a Kiwi citizen, a New Zealand citizen. I have access to a lot of things where if I was doing music in Bangladesh, I wouldn't have. So I'm grateful to be a Kiwi. I also tried to be a Bangladeshi at the same time.
Oh, dude, well, that's awesome, mate. We're proud to have you, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Um, so slightly on from that, what would be your current influences? What has been on your COVID-19 playlist? What have you been listening to?
Um, Double Skin. I'm listening to their song "Fallen." It's been on my playlist since the last 3 days. and I don't know, I've streamed like more than 50 times every time I drive my car. I love the I love the composition. It's so simple and but like it strikes you, and I think like that strikes you the most. I was listening to Arch Enemy. I was listening to
Yep.
Arch Enemy. I was listening to DJ Tiesto a couple of days back. So like I love how all the music fuses with different frequencies and stuff. So like that amazes me. So I listen to a lot of music from pop to hip hop to to death metal. So I'm a global citizen of the world. Listens to any kind of music.
Oh, well, that's how you got to be, but that's where that helps shape the future. Because I mean, metal's got to evolve, and I mean, it's not going to. You just keep on playing the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to get boring, mate. So it's absolutely fantastic. So, are you looking to be doing any shows or anything like that? I mean, have you played any shows with yourself at the moment, or is it a matter of finding a band together to do it, or is it still
Obviously,
something?
I've met a matter of finding a band. Obviously, I'm currently in the process of how to plan that out. And plus, I will be doing shows across New Zealand after we release my second track, because then I'll have something that the audience can react to. Because my idea behind releasing tracks is with music videos up and until now, but that might change. It's a shame nowadays. Like people listen to music by watching videos. Back then, we used to listen on cassettes, LPs, and CDs and stuff, just the audio and like. But nowadays, you need to have a visual. So it's not cheap. It's really expensive to do a music video like for an indie artist like me. But like that's the plan. I'll do live. I'm in the process of finding band members for my live act, but let's see how that goes.
Excellent. So, did you have to finance the video yourself, or
Oh yeah, who's
yeah,
gonna finance me? Yeah, I don't have any sponsors.
yeah? Well, hey, dude, that shows commitment, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You tell a married man that that takes a lot of courage.
Oh well, I'm sure your wife is extremely proud of you, mate.
Oh, she is. She is.
Exactly, mate. You know, I'm sure it's worth every cent that she's put into it. So, I've got two last questions before we let you go. First off, what does heavy metal mean to you?
Heavy metal means life to me. That's the most. That's the style of music that I listen to the most. And I listen to at least 50 songs a day. Heavy metal songs, rather than pop or any other stuff. So heavy metal is life to me, man. I can't survive with it. Even if I leave music in the future, 20 years, like performing and stuff, I'll still listen to heavy metal. You know, the rocks, man.
Oh, that's what we love to hear, mate. That's what we absolutely love to hear. Okay, one last question for you, and that is words of advice for young musicians.
Uh, don't get disheartened. Um, there is always space for newcomers. If someone tells you you're not worth it, take that anger into you and you bring it out when you can. Because I was told the same thing 13 years back that you can't sing, and I took that in. I practiced, and obviously. Uh, I've learned from senior musicians and be humble. There would be better musicians than you around the world. There's no harm in appreciating if someone's better than you. That's how you can learn. And that's what I can say because that's me. I learned from a lot of musicians, and I know I'm not the best, and I will never be the best. There'll be much more better people than me. So there's a lot of learning.
Well, dude, that's the way you move on in life. And that's absolutely fantastic advice, and that's absolutely brilliant. People can learn a lot from that.
Yeah,
And dude, your music is absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed that first song.
thank
I
you.
remember when you first posted it actually on Facebook on the New Zealand Metal site.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly what response you got from everybody else, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm wrapped.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, man. I'm grateful to the New Zealand metal scene. They have been so supportive. Like for a newcomer like me, no one knows this guy. Like who's Jadukor? But I was accepted really well into the community, and I'm grateful. Thank you very much. That's what I can
oh,
say. Please supporting me. Please support good music. Please support local artists because that's how your local artists will survive. Otherwise, but people after releasing 2 to 3 songs, they will just forget about it. It takes a lot of creative space in your head
yeah.
to compose a song.
Well, that's right, mate. No, dude, that's absolutely brilliant. Hey, thank you so much for your time today. That's the
So,
interview part of it over. So, yeah. Anyway, hey, thanks for that, man. I really enjoyed your song, like I said. So, keep it up, dude. I really enjoyed I like your mask, and I really like what you did with the makeup in the video. I think that's really cool. Yeah, a lot of people sort of forget about being creative like that. I still think that's really cool.
there's a lot to it, mate. There's a lot to it. It's just not the song. You just go to an Iron Maiden concert, you see a show. You don't just go there to listen to music because they put up a show. And that's what you want to give the people, and you want them to remember the experience that they had on a live gig.
Oh, damn straight. And the timing of when it came out was really good because we were all missing out. We'd
Yeah.
all just been told, oh, dude, you can't go to any more shows. And then we get that. So I thought I did see some comments. I was reading through the comments and everything on the YouTube and that. I mean, there was some really cool stuff that people were saying. It was good to hear, man. Really good to hear.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it.
Oh, well, keep it up, dude, because it's absolute cranking track, mate. And I mean, like, I'm a big fan of Blind Spot and Blacklist, and I thought it was a really, really cool to have that influence coming through. I mean, because it is your song, and I
Yeah,
mean, it doesn't come across as a Blind Spot song,
yeah, yeah.
but you can hear that influence.
Oh, yeah,
And
you
even
can. Yeah, you will.
and I heard that Devil Skin right at the start as well through that tone that you had in that first little 10 to 20 seconds. That guitar riff there at the start, that ju.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was cool, man. So keep that up, man.
yeah.
It was really, really cool.
I'm just gonna say one thing. There was a guitar as well behind the guitars. So I was playing synth on a Roland Access guitar. So maybe in the future when I'm performing live, you'll see me performing with the guitar.
Oh, dude, do it, mate. Do it. Just run with it, mate, because I mean, you've got a really cool product there. And, you've obviously got the commitment. And, I would encourage you wholeheartedly to keep up with it, mate, because it was really, really cool to see. Um, you're going to get a lot of followers, I would suspect.
Yeah, man, I hope I get that too.
Oh, I think your attitude and everything, and the fact, I mean, there's a lot of people that are in your position, and I really encourage people like you. Have you heard of the dude JCK? Or
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't.
JCK? He's up in Auckland,
Yeah,
and he's just put out his a Doom album.
yeah,
Doom metal, more but goth as well and all that sort of stuff. But he's like yourself, he's an independent artist. He started out as a rapper and he was a white rapper. This
yeah.
was probably 15 years ago or something like that. He got on a label, but they actually kicked him off the label because they suddenly discovered that he was white.
Oh, man, that's a racist thing. Like,
Oh,
you know,
I'm not joking.
it's
That,
2020, eh?
yeah, that was that's crazy, mate. But that's what happened. And he's going nowadays. So he's just doing. He went through the whole process of learning how to make videos, and he went to put out his own videos. Amazingly creative dude, and it's and people take the time to look at his stuff. It's like, man, it's fucking amazing. This is worldwide, world standard, world class stuff. But it's just getting it out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, man. That's the thing, no, bro. That's the thing. You need to take your own place in the industry. No one's gonna give it on a nice dinner plate. You need to put your flag on the ground and say I'm here to stay.
Yeah,
Who's gonna kick me out? Because this industry is not an easy industry to survive. Okay, you can come like that and you can go like that.
yeah. It's and you've definitely come in with the right attitude. So I think that's going to help you in the long run. Because I mean, I'm sure that you would have seen some of the people that have been and come, and the struggles that they have. And yeah, I mean, it's a tough road, and you've got to come in with the right attitude. Otherwise, you
You're out
just
the
get
door.
smashed. That's right. That's right. So hey, good on you, mate. I really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
No, that's killer, mate. Could you possibly send me a copy of the song?
Oh,
And I'll tag that. I'll put that in with the interview. I won't edit the video, the audio down much. I tend to just cap as little as possible. And we'll put that with the song, and I'll play it on the show this Friday night.
okay.
Okay.
Good, mate.
I will send you the detail. If you want me to, I can even send you through Skype or whatever a copy of the final package. Because basically, my show is it's a 2-hour show, which I have 4 27-minute sections.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you'll get one of those 27-minute sections, and I'll have your interview with the track, and that'll be up. But I put it with a top and tail that gets played on a radio station down here in Palmy.
Yeah.
Get posted off, but it also gets aired online. And I've got a Facebook page for the show, which is Manawatu Metal, but I'm really shit at advertising. But I'll get on to making sure we advertise this for you. Okay?
Thank you very much. Send me the details what you require, and I'll send them up to you.
Oh, that would be absolutely fantastic, mate. I was either that or I'll get it off Bandcamp. I'm half tempted to just get it off Bandcamp anyway. But he'll help you out. But hey, thank you so much again for your time. Keep us posted with what you're doing, man.
Will do, man.
As soon as you get the next single ready to go, even before you premiere it, or whatever, give us a yell so I can. We'll do another chat and talk about it. And we'll see what we can do to help you along.
Thank you for the support.
Oh, mate, no, I really enjoyed your track, so keep it up, man. And I like your creativity. I love that mask. I think that's really cool. Then I enjoyed the makeup. So I'm just one of these people that I like the show. That's half of why I got into metal. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time, mate. I'll catch you next time, and keep in contact, man, because we'll definitely keep on talking and playing your stuff.
Will do, man. Will do. Thank you very much. You take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too, mate. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, mate. Bye-bye.